What up, world? R.I.C.H coming right back at you. Listen, sometimes the conversations we ignore turn into the ones we can't avoid. And that's exactly what happened with this Tony Yayo and Jim Jones situation. A little comment here, a little podcast shade there, and suddenly we looking at a full-blown cultural moment. And before we even break it down, let me make it clear. It's not even really about Jim Jones or Tony Yayo. It's about what happens when a brand gets poked by a man who needs attention. And when that happens, somebody's gonna overreact. And that somebody was Tony Yayo.
To go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke, yo.
Yo, chill. Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of. You need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
you
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why
ounces.
he
Made in full
looking to
movie.
see-
G for every bump in your face, nigga.
The
Promise
fact.
you that, nigga.
That's
Peon, you broke. No,
See?
I got it, nigga.
So,
Suck. The
ain't
bag is
nobody-
up. The bolsa.
Hey, yo.
Hey, Flea, where the bolsa at, Flea?
Let me finish that off. Ain't nobody taking care of They need to hear this shit, man, because they bugging out here. All these learning about who taking care of who. We take care of we. Ain't no
100%,
who
nigga.
take care of who. They know who doing it. We live.
Us.
We get
For me, I just feel like it was a promo campaign because what they doing over there is really not taking off in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? No, and I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But your first guest was Ja Rule. Like, you serious?
Well, what was Jimmy upset about? What did you say about Jimmy previously?
Listen, I don't get on this internet and talk about nobody in no crazy way, man. I don't even know, and I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because while niggas is chilling in the streets and bodegas in the front of bodega, I'm in fucking Morocco eating smoked duck, nigga. Know what I'm saying? I'm fucking in Italy with Leonardo. This motherfucker owns so many clubs in Europe. Billionaires. I'm in rooms like that, so all that shit don't really matter to me. You know what I'm saying? You see my response, I ain't say nothing, but I was on that private jet, right? Me, Murder, and 50 was joking around on the private jet. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just jealousy. It's always been everybody hates GUnit thing.
Tony Yayo hit DJ Vlad's chill with the same energy he always brings. Calm, confident, and lighthearted until Jim Jones' name came up. And the moment Vlad said that name, the whole tone shifted. Not angry, just tight and a little defensive. And that tells you everything you need to know. Because when something doesn't bother you, you don't get defensive, you get dismissive. But Yayo didn't get dismissive. He went into his bag of, I'm good, I'm living great, I'm a businessman, I'm global. And listen, none of that is wrong. But when you start listing your accomplishments unsolicited, that means the comment got to you. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's human. Now, let's be honest about Jim Jones for a second. He is entering the podcast world, and he's doing it the same way he entered the rap world. Loud, strategic, and ready to bump heads. Jim knows the game. Controversy brings clicks. Mention a name, start a conversation, and watch the numbers spike. So when he said that thing about Tony Yayo being irrelevant, he knew exactly what he was doing. That was a business move, not a personal one. But here's the problem. Business moves still hit people personally, especially if the comment touches a small part of you that you don't want to talk about. Tony Yayo is right about one thing. GUnit is a global brand. 50 Cent built the empire that will outlive all of us. And Tony Yayo was there. And being there matters. Every team that wins championships has role players that will live forever. Steve Kerr, John Paxson, Derek Fisher. All of them built careers standing next to greatness. And Tony Yayo is in that category. Not the star, but a permanent part of the book that cannot be erased. And that's why Yayo should have laughed off Jim's comments instead of letting it get under his skin. His legacy is already secured just by having his name attached to 50 Cent. Here's where Yayo slipped. When he started listing his businesses, his tours, his global presence, he validated Jim's strategy. Because when you respond with your resume, you're telling the world a comment stung. And man, if it stung, that means it hit something that was real. He should have kept it cool and let Jim just talk to himself. Because remember, Jim needs the traffic for his podcast. Yayo doesn't. Yayo got his stability from 50. Jim got his stability from staying loud. 2 different career paths, 2 different motivations. Hip-hop in 2025 is not about who can rap the most. It's about who can hold the most attention. And Jim Jones understands that better than most of his peers. He studied the podcast landscape. He knows you can build a whole podcast off one controversy alone. So when he threw that shot at Yayo, he wasn't fighting, he was marketing. Yayo, on the other hand, took it like an insult, even though he claims he didn't. Let me say this again because this is what it all boils down to. This ain't about who's better, this ain't about who's realer. This is about relevance. Tony Yayo is relevant because he's standing next to a titan. Jim Jones is chasing relevancy because he refuses to fade out. One man is holding on to a legacy, the other man is fighting for momentum. At the end of the day, Tony Yayo is GUnit forever. And that alone makes him part of a global story that can never be erased. Jim Jones will always have Dipset and his own history. That's a fact. But when it comes to this exchange, Jim played the podcast game. And Yayo got caught playing defense when he didn't need to. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.